I saw a meme a couple of days ago. It was so good. I wish I'd come up with it myself. It's so awesome. Given the content that I've created, I wish I came up with it myself. And it was this. Let's take a look. Here it is. It's illegal to bring a plant into our country because it might upset the ecosystem. But bringing in millions of people from the third world is supposed to make it better? So awesome. And I thought about how I've seen that firsthand. About 3 years ago, I had a very short trip to Hawaii. I had to leave a vacation early. And when I did, I took some fruit with me from the hotel I was in. And I took it to the airport thinking I would eat it when I'm at the gate. But I had to discard it at security before I got to the gate at the Hawaii airport in Honolulu. So Hawaii is part of the U.S. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I couldn't take a piece of fruit from one part of the country to another part of our country because it would upset our ecosystem. But yet we can have millions of people who bring their culture and their bodies into our nation, potentially upsetting the ecosystem. It upset me during COVID when I knew that people could fly into the nation only if they could prove that they had been vaccinated. But if you just walked across the border, you didn't have to prove a thing. Again, that could upset the ecosystem. Some of you know that earlier this year, I worked at one of the top 3 banks in America. And I saw firsthand what the whole visa system was doing to the IT industry in the U.S. Because 3 out of every 4 people there was Asian Indian, at least in the line of business that I was in. No kidding. And when they had a potluck lunch, I wasn't there for it, but I remember speaking with another American, a Caucasian gentleman, about it. And he said he was going to make normally in a situation like that, he would make a brisket and just bring that in. We're in Texas. That's a very Texas thing to do. But he said he felt like he couldn't do it because it might offend somebody. Because in quite a few Indian communities, the cow is considered to be sacred. And to bring in barbecued cow meat might offend at a potluck where 3 out of 4 people are Asian Indian. And you see how that upsets the ecosystem. Here we are, the natural born citizens of this country, and we're having to assimilate to the visitors because they're in the majority. That's why this meme is so awesome to me, because we all see it when it comes to plants. But human beings, we don't see it as a problem. It is becoming a problem. It is a problem, not becoming, it is. In the neighborhood that I live in, probably very easily the second largest race, if you will, is Asian Indian. It's got to be. It's got to be. Whenever I go walking around, it seems like 1 out of 3 people, probably 2 out of 3, are Asian Indian. Clearly not native to Texas. It's not organic. As I've said, the AI I'm probably more concerned about as someone in IT are America's illegals and Asian Indians, because that's who's replacing us here in Texas. That is a fact. And I just saw a story that the current Governor Abbott, is considering running for re-election again. I will not be voting for him. I hope someone primaries him. If not, I'm going to write my own name in. Because before Trump, he acted like he had no authority with our border. But anyway, more about this. Let me show you a little video I saw earlier today. Very short video. And it shows a woman walking through Paris. She says this is what it looks like in Paris nowadays. Let's watch this. All right. All right. See if you can count how many people you think are French in Paris. She's walking in Paris. and see how many times you can actually hear French being spoken in this video. How about that? You ready to go? You ready to travel there now? Is that still a destination of choice? Remember, that's also, Paris is the place where they had the last Summer Olympics and that wonderful opening ceremony that they had. They don't look like a destination of choice. I've never been to Paris. I've been to France. I think I did. Yeah, I've been to France, but I haven't been to Paris. And I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'll watch it from Google Earth. I'll use my imagination of what it used to be like, or see it in some movies, because on movie sets, they can get a permit to have everyone removed so they can get their shot and pretend like this stuff doesn't exist anymore. It's looking like what I imagine San Francisco looked like, which is why a lot of people are leaving that place. Anyway, diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength. Citizenship is our strength. Diversity is killing what it means to be an American, what it means to be a citizen. There is a natural way of doing things. I don't like that Christianity is being diluted so heavily in our nation. I know some people try to say, well, Islam is incompatible to Christianity. I'm related to a Muslim couple, and I remember talking to them about Sharia law, and they were both fine with it. They both would prefer to live under that, the man and the woman, which made my neck snap backwards because I'm thinking, I thought it was a bad thing. Perhaps the definition of it for actual Muslims is not what we're being told in the media. I wouldn't be surprised because the media has lied to me before. Nevertheless, I still like my country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. I like the Declaration of Independence. I like our Constitution, and I read both of those every year. I want to live under that. And I want people who are raising children today to be able to live under that. That's why these people come to our nation, because of what it has to offer. These folks, if they're refugees, you notice they don't seek refuge in other Islamic countries. There are plenty of those. We're running out of Christian majority nations, running out of them. What's going to be the safe place for the Christian? Apparently it's not Nigeria. And some parts of even Israel is not. You might get spat on. So diversity is not our strength. Something has to happen with that. Big time. Big time. I can honestly say there are some benefits to being young, but I would not want to be half my age all over again because of this right here. Let me squeeze in one more video, one short one.
I just got seriously humbled by a 70-year-old man at the grocery store. We're all lined up to go and pay for our stuff. He is lined up in front of me, and this lady comes out and is like, "You're in the wrong spot. You guys need to line up over there." So me and another lady go line up elsewhere. He stays there. He's clearly confused. He's a senior citizen. It's fine. It happens. It's going to happen to me. I get it. So she comes out again and says, "You can't line up here. You have to line up over there." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And so he's going to walk behind me, at which point 4 other people have jumped in line behind me. I'm like, "No, that's not fair." I was like, "You were in front of me. You go ahead. You can go in front of me." He's like, "Oh, are you sure? I was in front of you? Are you sure about that?" I was like, "Yes, I'm sure. You were definitely in front of me. Hop in." He's like, "Oh, you know what? Thank you for your honesty. It doesn't happen very often anymore, and I really appreciate you being honest." I was like, "Oh, no worries. It's fine." He's like, "It's such an odd world we live in now, and I just don't know what to think of it anymore." I was like, "Oh, yeah. It's philosophical here. I love this." Yeah, it is an oddball world. I agree with you. It is odd. Things are not going well for society right now. And he goes, "Sometimes I'm happy that my life is almost over, so I don't have to live in this world anymore." I was like, what? What? If simply letting somebody in front of you at the grocery store is a massive gesture of kindness, we have to do better as a society right now. Our senior citizens don't know how to take this world that we're currently living in.
And I can identify. I don't know how she knew the guy was 70 years old. Maybe that's just the number she throws out when she's thinking about somebody she considers to be old. My parents are in their 70s, so I'm 55, and I don't want to be half my age all over again. I don't want to be 27, 28 because of the same things that he's talking about. I remember the world that I grew up in where everything was closed on Sunday, where I actually knew all the movies that were playing at the theater. Today I can stream stuff, and I'm like, how many Nicolas Cage movies exist that I never heard of? Good grief. So they're unlimited. And so we don't have any really, we don't have culture that overlaps. That's one of the good things, I guess, about sports, particularly the championships, like the World Series, like the Super Bowl, because you have more people kind of engaging at the same time. That's also why it becomes so sad that they want to pretty much bastardize the halftime shows at Super Bowls these days with somebody who's not going to speak English, someone I haven't heard of. I mean, they used to have people that were universal: Prince, U2, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, people who had reach, and now they're having someone I never heard of before. Apparently, he's a big time streamer, but I guess I don't matter. I mean, I stopped watching some award shows when the only performer I recognized was the person they were giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to. So maybe I'm just out of touch, but still, they know people in my age bracket are watching. Put somebody I care about. But yeah, I don't want to be my age, half my age all over again. I even wonder, I have a friend a couple years younger than me, and we've talked about this. I say, I wonder if the corporate world would actually keep me employed until I'm 65. I'm glad I have an exit strategy already kind of planned, because I don't think with what's going on right now, I could stay employed for that age, because I remember last year how long it took me to find another gig. And people coming out of the universities right now with education can't find work. I mean, when you have Tucker Carlson, his daughter, and her 10 friends, here we are months after graduation, and only 4 of them have jobs, he said, when he was in, I believe, Indiana recently, speaking to a TPUSA group. 4. And when he was sitting down with Marjorie Taylor Greene in May, right after graduation, only 3 had jobs. So here we are 6 months later, and only 1 more has got a job out of Tucker Carlson's his daughter's 10 friends. So yeah, I'm glad I'm building an exit strategy, and financially and also mentally. I appreciate this life, but I'm going to die once, and then there's the judgment. Some people are going to die twice. I'm going to die once. So I believe that man she was talking about, he sees it the same way. Diversity is not our strength. If we want to turn it around so other people can have the America that I had, some things have to change. We're talking about 50-year mortgages now. That's not good. That doesn't mean people are going to take the full 50 years, but it's not a good signal. And how are they going to be gainfully employed for 50 years? I don't see that happening unless we get to the point where we're insourcing a lot of what we've outsourced. And I'm going to talk about that really in the next video. If this is your first time checking me out, please consider subscribing. Throw a comment out there, maybe share it, help the algorithm. I'm up to, I'll last check, like 58 subscribers. I think this is my 61st or 62nd video. Like to get that inverted. And but thanks for checking me out this time, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.